What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Coming at you with yet again another perfume experience. And for today, I have none other than Rehab by Initio. Or Initio, depending on how you want to pronounce it. This one has a cult following online. And while I don't have a full bottle like I do Side Effect, I did receive the sampler, so I will go ahead and give you guys a perfume experience of the sampler. I have already smelt it before and used the sampler, and for those of you that just want to check out of the video, it isn't really my cup of tea, but if you want to actually get my full thought process, stick around. It'll be worth your while and you'll get to know what I really think about it. Now, in terms of how we're going to go about this, I will go through the description off of the website, then the notes, then I'll do the perfume experience. Okay? But before we get started, and as per tradition on this channel, make sure to grab your favorite snack, your favorite bevy or cafe. Today I finally have my geisha beans from Panama, particular from the Hartman farm, and it's exquisite. Okay, if you're into your exotic, fruity, acidic coffees, get on Hartman from Panama. Okay, so Rehab Extrait de Parfum by Initio. The description: Rehab promises an ecstatic return to the pleasure of perfume. The harmony of its natural raw materials is revealed by a skillful combination of bergamot, natural lavender, black pepper, and various spices. It reaches an ultimate balance by lying on a bed of natural sandalwood and musk, perfecting a modern fougere olfactory experience. And it's made in France, it's unisex and cruelty free for those of you that care. And the main notes are bergamot, lavender, cedarwood, patchouli, sandalwood, all naturals, hedion, and musk. So basically for all of the notes, they're all natural oils, and then they have hedion and musk, which in this case they're not natural. All right, so let's do this, you guys. Let's get you your perfume experience that you're here for. Okay. Right, so honestly, for a sampler, fantastic initial spray. Very effective, very generous. Okay. Here is the spray print. It's pretty big and it's very generous, and it's already getting absorbed by my skin fairly quickly, even though there's a lot of natural oils in here. But I wouldn't worry too much about it staining a white shirt or a white t-shirt. Okay? Now, let's experience this. Okay, this is this is actually nice. Wow. All right. So first thing that comes to mind is Parfum de Marly DNA. It's very prevalent here. But this is also very, very nice, you guys. I know I said earlier on in the video that it's not really my cup of tea, and I'll tell you why towards the end of this video. But I mean, listen, it's really nice. You get I'm just looking at the notes here. So the one thing you get right away is the pepper. I really love how they did the pepper here and the spices. It's a very well blended perfume, so picking on the notes independently can be a challenge. But you definitely do get the bergamot, you do get lavender, And you do get green facets in the form of cedarwood and patchouli. And there's definitely creaminess of sandalwood in here. I do also pick on a gourmandish vanilla note, but that could also be a byproduct of the spices piece. Overall, it's really, really nice, you guys. I've got nothing bad to say about it in terms of the notes. The notes are there. It's a very simple composition, but it just works so well. It's very well blended. They say it's unisex, but honestly, for me, this comes across more as masculine, just because of the pepper in it. It's a beautiful, beautiful composition. And it does have this mysterious element to it that gives it this sensuality and sex appeal, which is a byproduct of the Hidion. So I did a bit of an homework on this stuff, and it's basically really a synthetic sort of extract or simulation of some of the compounds in florals like tuberose and jasmine. And it gives the perfume a very, wow, sensual, sexual, very attractive appeal to it, and it has the sex appeal. Okay? Now, with respect to performance, I think with this one, the performance is gonna be a medium. And the reason I say that is because right now I am not getting much projection towards me, even though the sprayer and the spray print were very generous. I'm not getting much projection, and I'm gonna go ahead and say that trail ensilage with this also is gonna be weak to medium in terms of strength. Now you probably can push it up to high performance in all metrics in terms of projection, trail ensilage, if you go between 4 to 6 sprays, okay? But this being an extrait de parfum, I would expect the performance to be stronger than it is right now, because even on my skin, it's become a skin scent, more or less. Cannot pick on it at all unless I get close to my skin. So I'll go ahead and say performance-wise, this is a medium, and you're gonna see that across projection, trail, and ensilage. With respect to seasonality, initially I would have said spring, summer because of a lot of the notes in it, but the Hidion and the musk in there give this a very warm, gourmandish facet along with whatever other spices are in there. So I'm gonna say ahead that this is versatile enough to wear across all seasons. So you can wear this across winter, fall, spring, and summer. And this is versatile enough notes-wise, from the fresh bergamot to the woods and the greens, as well as just the musk and the spices and the sandalwood, to work across all seasons. Now, with respect to time of day, this for me is evening wear, okay? It's evening wear because it has this very sexy, sensual vibe to it, which is gonna be a function of the Hidion. And I don't necessarily think nor know that you would want that in the morning. It's probably a better fit for the evening. And that's why I recommend it for evening wear. The other thing I just want to highlight that came to mind right now, I'm getting a rather roasted tobacco note in here. Now the perfume doesn't mention tobacco, but I am getting it, so I'm not sure why that is the case, but there is a certain tobacco note here. And again, could be a function of the Hidion. Your guess is as good as mine, but it does have this tobacco-ish tone to it, okay? Now, with respect to how you would dress this, you can get away with this being semi-casual, okay? I don't necessarily think you need to dress formally for this, nor overly casual. So semi-casual, semi-formal would be the best attire for this, okay? Or the best way to dress this. With respect to the gender spectrum, they do say it's unisex. Personally, I think it's more masculine leaning. The ladies can definitely put it on because of the musk in it, the sandalwood and the hedion. But again, keep in mind that you have spices, peppers, greens, and woods in there, and even the citrus, which make it a more masculine leaning. Okay, that's just how I see it. So I'm gonna go ahead and say unisex with a masculine bias. Now, with respect to the context you would wear this in, this is a very refined, elegant, and classy scent. It is classically masculine, which is another reason why I say it's more of a masculine scent rather than unisex. And you've got the lavender, the cedarwood, the patchouli, the bergamot. So it comes across as an old school masculine scent DNA with an update. Okay, so who would wear this and where? First of all, even though this is fairly safe, I wouldn't recommend it for work just because of the sensual element to it, okay, and the sex appeal. I don't really see it as a work scent. This actually would do very well at a date scent. It has all the classical masculine elements that I mentioned earlier, including the pepper, okay, which makes it come across as masculine without being overbearing and also having this clean feel to it, okay? It would be a perfect date scent. I wouldn't recommend it for nightlife or clubbing. It's just not loud enough to survive that environment with that many people, the mugginess, the humidity, you know, from people's breath and bodies, as well as just all the other scent and odors around. This will not survive, okay? On the other hand, if you decide to go to a cocktail lounge or a speakeasy lounge, this is a perfect scent to put on. Also, if you are going to the Greek islands or the Spanish Iberian islands this summer, so let's think, the Greeks are what? Mykonos, Eos, and what's the other one? Santorini for the Greeks. For the Spanish, Marbella, Mallorca, Minorca, Ibiza, or Ibiza, as the British would like to say. You know, so if you're going to these sort of luxury, high-end, port-based, Mediterranean, Iberian Sea vacation locations, this scent will be perfect. A lot of these places have beach clubs, and the beach clubs, you know, the entry fees tend to be high, so you're going to be around, I don't want to necessarily say classy crowds. Having been there, a lot of them can be trashy, but upscale atmosphere with, for the most part, upscale people that are out to party, have a good time, enjoy drinks, enjoy the pool, enjoy the nice beaches on the Mediterranean or the Iberian Sea. And this is a perfect scent to wear to this. And my God, this is so good, actually. I'm going to go ahead and say this is bottle worthy. And then I'm going to explain towards the end of the video why I said you shouldn't go for it. I know, it's a contradiction, but bear with me. Yeah, this is really nice. Okay, so that brings us to why earlier on I said this is not my cup of tea, even though I have been singing its accolades across this whole upload. I know, confusing. Even I'm confused, okay? So, the first thing that comes to mind is the performance of this, okay? For an extrait de parfum, the performance is lackluster, okay? I love the scent. I love the DNA of it, but it is lackluster, okay? I would have expected more performance out of this. Again, having a similar DNA to Parfum de Marly. If you have Parfum de Marly's, they perform very well. This just isn't keeping up, okay? And yeah, so the first detractor for me for this one is the performance. Secondly, is the price point, okay? 370 US dollars, which will come approximately to 500 Canadian, for 90 ml of this. You can get the similar DNA with better performance at a cheaper price, okay? Now again, not to take away from this, fantastic scent profile, intoxicating if I'm being honest, and it's just the price point for what it is. There's just this mismatch between the perfume and the pricing, okay? And what else can I tell you? Yeah, so for me, it's love at first sight from a scent profile perspective. It's comforting, it's familiar, it's masculine, it is sexy, it's very sensual. I mean, it will keep you coming back to smell it, okay? But for me, when I hear Extrait de Parfum, I expect strong to beast performance, okay? When I hear that a 90 ml bottle of perfume is gonna cost $500 Canadian, I expect more, okay? Now, with that said, this is so stunning. I am in love with this. And I might actually end up biting the bullet and getting a full bottle with all the detractors I mentioned, just because of how beautiful that composition is. It's very simple, but it's very beautiful. And again, given that I had mentioned earlier that this is a skin scent, in terms of just how it's reacting to my skin, that's not necessarily a bad thing, because when you think about it, I did recommend this for dates. And if your date does escalate and you get intimate, I can't think of a better way to attract your significant other or your date towards you than having this scent on your skin. It gets them to work for it. So in a lot of ways, depending on your intended use of this, it has a use case, okay? And if money is not an issue and you're not too stuck on the technicals of perfumery, okay, honestly, get a full bottle of this. Get your nose on it, get your wallet on it, cop it, you will not regret it. There's a reason why this has a cult following online. It's very simple, but it's gorgeous. It is gorgeous. I get it from, a nose perspective. From a perfume slash, perfume performance slash monetary aspect, I don't necessarily get it. But we only live once, and we're here for a fun time, not a long time. So why the hell not cup a full bottle of this, especially? Wow. Especially with how gorgeous this is. I mean, honestly, I like this more than Side Effect at this point. But anyways, not to drag this further than it needs to be. So, you guys, the summary of this is, if you are one of those people that really expect to get value for your dollar, this probably isn't the best scent for you. If you are a hedonist at heart and you're all about the experience, the sensuality, and the dollar value doesn't matter, and the strength of the perfume and the technical aspects of it don't matter, get this. Like I said, there's a reason why there's a cult. It has a cult following online. And like I said, while it's not my cup of tea, I'm probably going to be a hypocrite and pull the trigger on it and get a full bottle just because my nose aches for this. It's just so good. It's very simple, very basic, but fantastic. Okay, so I don't know if this helped any of you or confused you, because yeah, I mean, my brain says no, but my heart says yes to this. And you know what? At the end of the day, just do whatever you want. Okay. Anyways, you guys, I'm just gonna stop here because yeah, otherwise I'm gonna confuse the hell out of all of you, and I don't want to do that. With that said, you guys, as per usual, I very much appreciate your time and attention, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.